the Downtown Scoop, your Downtown Canton Partnership podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Dukes, and I'm here with the wonderful Mike Sturdivant. What's going on, Mike?
Wonderful. We're setting the bar high today. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yes. So make sure that you measure up, okay?
No
I can't be out here reporting fake news, okay?
Right. Listen, no pressure. None at all.
None at all.
I'm excited for this episode because this is something different than we've done. But I guess, I mean, it's an event coming up, but it's a really, really cool event that is happening that took a lot of planning by multiple organizations to come to fruition. But it's really exciting that it's kicking off and happening here this month.
I think that this is dope. This is something very different. You don't hear about these often. Maybe bigger cities, maybe sometimes a thing that's going on are frowned upon, but we found a way to make it fun, make it exciting and creative. So why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest?
Sure. So we have two guests today. One is a staple of the City of Canton and Stark County. I guess the newish CEO of ArtsinStark, Maureen Ater, as well as our friend Cassie Pearson, who is the neighborhood planner for the City of Canton.
Hello. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, you guys. How are you?
Fantastic.
Welcome to downtown. I guess you were in downtown before. You were at Goodwill, but
I was, yeah.
You just moved
I kind of never left downtown. So.
Yes, I guess you just moved up market a little north from your old place, but we're excited to have you guys here to talk about Mural Fest.
Which you came in beautifully with your background. I love that.
It's like she planned that.
I know, right?
This is actually not one of the murals as part of Mural Fest, but if anyone listening knows downtown Canton, we love a good mural. And before Mural Fest, this was actually one of the newest. This was a Lizzie Ehrenholt that is located on the backside of the Enrichment Education Center at the Cultural Center campus. So it's bright and it's beautiful, but it's not going to be the newest much longer.
We're going to be, it's going to be like 15 deep now pretty soon. When that number is going to add up very quickly. But so Mural Fest is a super cool thing we're a part of at the Downtown Partnership, but a lot of organizations made this happen. Obviously, we have Mo here from ArtsinStark, Cassie from the city, and then Visit Canton as well, who we just forgot to invite, I guess. So sorry to them, but they're an integral part. So maybe let's start with Cassie.
Yeah.
Because I believe it was maybe the city that had the idea initially, if I'm not mistaken. Can you talk a little bit about where the idea from Mural Fest came in and just a little bit about how it came to fruition?
Yeah, absolutely. But first, I want to mention that Downtown Canton Partnership is also one of our partners in this.
Yes.
I did I
leave us out?
Yeah, you did.
Come on, Mike, you got to do better, man. This is the Downtown Canton Partnership podcast, and you forgot to mention Downtown Canton.
I'm gonna get flack for that one.
You are sorry.
In the office.
Show up on your service preview.
Just edit that one out.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, so it was something we had started talking about a couple years ago because we were looking at some of the development that was happening over in the like Walnut and Cherry Avenue part of downtown Canton. And we were seeing some stuff starting to pop up and some new development and some new improvements. And we saw a lot of blank walls. And we just thought, wow, wouldn't it be so great if we could have a collection of murals to help like lift up and revitalize and give excitement to that area of downtown Canton and try to encourage more economic development and more small businesses to move into that area. So we had this idea. We tried to kind of play around with it for a couple years. And then Mo came to ArtsinStark and we met with her and we're like, these are some of the other art projects we've been doing. This is an idea we have. We're looking at it for next year. And Mo excitedly was like, let's do it now. Let's get it done. So ever since then, it's been full throttle and we've been working really hard to put this on. It's coming together really in a great way.
So basically what you're saying is when Mo shows up, stuff starts happening. That's the rumor that goes around.
Yeah. I'm so glad Cassie said that because this really was the City of Canton Cassie and Don Angus had this idea brewing for a while, but it was going to be kind of out on the horizon.
Yeah.
And so it was exciting to kind of see that they had actually done a lot of the legwork already. And that's the hard part, is really identifying what buildings are we going to do, talking to the building owners, really figuring out how this could come together. Cassie and Don had done all that. So it was easy for ArtsinStark to say, let's go.
Yeah.
And then bring in our friends. So we brought in Visit Canton, who got behind it and said, absolutely, we want to support this in every way possible. And Downtown Canton Partnership, which of course just does so much downtown.
Like I mentioned at the very start. Like I mentioned at the very beginning. When
Yes. So it's really been, Cassie, I feel like it's just been so natural and easy for all of us to work with. It's like we're old friends and we'll do this, you do this, you do that. And it's been fun and exciting. And we do a lot of attaboys to each other, and it's been really, really fun. So
no, I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to work on this project with. It's been so seamless, and everybody has their strengths, and we think we really play well into those strengths. And if somebody is saying they're going to do something, it's done. I don't ever have to worry about it not getting done or having to like poke or follow through and make sure. So it's been really great as well.
And Amanda, you mentioned at the beginning, and I think it's important to point out that mural districts are absolutely not a new idea. We're not inventing anything here. But what you also said was they typically only happen in big cities, which is exactly what this team had seen. That, yes, we have all these walls, but boy, this is something that really happens in Miami, Nashville, Austin, Denver. And the idea of kind of having all the murals created in a moment in time and then culminate to an unveiling tied to an event really came out of some research that Cassie did of a similar event that happens in Utah.
Yeah, there's an event. It might also be called Mural Fest. I don't remember.
It is.
Yeah, is it?
But ours is Mural Fest Canton. It's totally different.
It's so different.
But they have a really beautiful program that they've been doing for almost 10 years now, and it's in South Salt Lake, Utah. It's just right out of Salt Lake City. It's a bigger city than us, but not as big as some. And over the last however many years they've been doing it, they have a very similar process. We sort of modeled ours after them. We were able to meet with one of the women who has been running that program from the start to pick her brain and to make sure that we were kind of doing the right things, checking on some ideas that we had, made sure that they were good and that we weren't missing anything. And so we got on a Zoom call with her at the beginning of our process, and we're like, we love what you do. We want to do it here. Like, can you help us? And she was so excited to talk to us and so helpful. So we really modeled a lot of what we've done off of what they do out there. And so far it's worked very well.
I think that's really amazing. I love that you've seen something in a bigger city and was like, no, we can do that here. I love Canton, small city, big impact, truly. And I think it has even more potential, especially with the people that are in this town. I also remember a time when downtown Canton was like booming with arts. And we slowly started to see them kind of fade away as other things came in that are wonderful. But I love that now that we're like, okay, we've got some of this other, industrial stuff taken care of. Let's bring the vibrancy back here. Let's bring the excitement. But some people, not I just want that to be very clear, are always like, why are we focused on arts? What does that do for our city? I would love for you ladies to speak to that. Like, how is this going to add to not only just downtown Canton, but the community?
Well, one of the examples that we had looked at was in Denver, Colorado. They did their first kind of mural fest, although theirs is called Denver Walls. And they did it earlier this year. They only did 18 walls, and we're doing 14, excuse me. So we're not too far off. And their event brought in more than 160,000 people to their town. Wow. That's amazing. So I don't know that we're going to hit those numbers,
Not
But-
this year, but we will eventually.
Yeah,
We
we're gonna
will.
need to do more
But I think the beauty of this is we're creating a public art gallery that will sustain for years to come. So now when people from out of town want to type in what to do in Canton, Ohio, one of the things that's going to bubble up as one of the top search options is going to be this amazing warehouse district that we are creating right now.
I love that. I was thinking that they're beautiful photo opportunities. And anytime that you can get people to see the beauty that's in your city, I think that is perfect because that benefits everybody. There's like, oh, I want to come see that, which now they're coming downtown, which now they can see the other businesses are down there. And then they'll stop by Visit Canton, like, oh, what else is there to do down here? So people start learning more. And again, like you said, it's a search away. So people search the city and they'll see all this stuff and it will bring in those who maybe thought that there wasn't something here for them. And I love that.
Yeah, I also think too that it's encouraging, people outside of our city to come visit Canton, but it's also encouraging people who live in Canton to like re-explore their own city and see what's new downtown if they haven't been in a while. There's a lot of new development in that area. And so we really want to highlight that, encourage more growth, and just like show people who live here even that like there's new stuff going on and like it's exciting and we're doing it for you so that you have something new to experience. I was out there the other day and it was real early in the morning. I was on my way to a meeting and I saw a group of people walking around watching all of the progress happen. And they were like walking around like it was a museum. It was so fun to watch. Like from my perspective, I was like, wow, they're not even done yet. And we're already getting groups of people out here like checking things out, seeing what's going on. And I just found that really heartwarming and exciting.
And arts and culture is big business for our area. I mean, Allie Bussey from Visit Canton can rattle off the numbers, but just in the segment last year of arts and culture, it had more than a $21 million impact on our community. Wow. So it'll be amazing to see what an addition like this, a permanent addition like this does to those numbers, because this isn't just a one and done event. This is an event, yes, but it's leaving behind these 16 amazing pieces and a redevelopment of an area, quite frankly, that really hasn't been touched. So it expands the footprint of our downtown. I've been using the example, chatting with other arts councils across the state of here is a clear definition of how arts and redevelopment of a downtown area happen. Because having the City of Canton, Cassie and her team at the table, not only are we putting up murals, but oh, by the way, we're repaving streets. Yeah. We're going to fix sidewalks. I mean, it's an area that has been frankly untouched because we haven't had a lot of foot traffic. Now we will. And so to be able to redevelop it and point at things like new streets, better sidewalks, really is an exciting thing. And for someone in the arts community, we love to see that connection.
And I think something where you can point to that is tangible evidence of that. And I believe it's another ArtsinStark project. So please forgive me if it's not, is Umbrella Alley in Louisville.
Yes.
I think you can go over to that opened, I think, pre-2020, if I'm not mistaken.
That was, it's been around quite a while.
It's been around quite a while. But you want to talk about something that revitalized an area. Umbrella Alley just turned that entire downtown around. Something as easy as some art in an old alley between two buildings and threw some umbrellas up.
Throw some umbrellas up.
Yeah.
And out of that,
they have a second Friday that they model.
They have second Fridays. They have a brewery. They've got galleries.
So many people.
We just did a call for artists for them for some new art in their downtown. That is a perfect example, Mike.
It's a perfect example of how this can revitalize an area. And then you're talking about, in my opinion, the genius place that Cassie and Don chose to put it is you're already seeing stuff happen over there. Brunswick's has been a staple of that area for a while in Delhi, Ohio, but now the additions, the stuff Ryan Miller's doing over there with the 405 Wellness and Mike's Pizza, and talking about a business in Louisville, Unhitched, now coming to downtown Canton. Some great things. There's Goddess Grove over there. There's some businesses starting to pop up and some activity over there that this is just going to, I'm knocking my microphone over. Like, I'm so excited I'm talking with my hands. Is going to, just as Mo said, expand the downtown footprint, put just brings such energy and excitement to an area that's just been kind of sitting there for a while. And I think it's amazing.
You can use me as an example because I had no reason to go to Louisville. I heard about Umbrella Alley, and me and my mom did like a mommy daughter date, and we went over there, and then we got coffee from the coffee shop. We stopped in a store, like it was like little side stores, it was like antiques or something, and look around. And just because we wanted to go see the umbrellas, and take pictures, so it is a thing. It brought me out of where I would normally be. So that was an absolute beautiful example. Mo, you mentioned getting them in contact with some of the artists to do some artwork down there. I'd love to talk a little bit about the artists for these murals because I think it's incredible for them. I don't think artists get the credit that they deserve in this craft and that they have mastered, this gift that they have, because I desire to draw a straight line. And I cannot. So to see people do so many things with lines and colors and just bring visions to life, it really is. It's incredible and it's inspiring. Whether you think that you like art or pay attention to it, when you see something beautiful and the thought of that is just somebody's work that they created with their hands. It was an idea at one point and it's come to life. That is inspiring. So I do want you guys to talk a little bit about the artists, how many we have. Don't give us away none of their secrets. But just kind of talk about that and that process and how they got this opportunity.
Well, I'll let Cassie first talk about the very first mural that is already up and done, which has kind of set the tone. And then I can talk a little about some of the artists that are there, including some very young little artists that we have involved as well.
I love how excited Mo is. This is so, like, she makes me say, and then we're going to talk about, like, this is
like a 3-hour podcast, right?
As long as you need to, it's okay.
We're here for a good time. Doesn't matter how long.
Exactly. It's your world. We're just living in it.
Great. So the murals kicked off with an original mural by Dirk Rosic. He is from North Canton, and he is known around the city of Canton. He has a couple other works of art. He recently did Art Box down Cleveland Avenue for the city of Canton. He's so talented, and I love working with him every time I get to work with him. He did a mural on 221 Cherry. It's one of Ryan Miller's buildings, and it is for like a placemaking mural for the warehouse district. So that's sort of that area where all the murals are going to be located. It's known locally as the warehouse district. So now it has a brand and a stamp of like, this is where you're at. He did an amazing job. And then our other artist friend, Tracy Dawn Brewer, has been brought on, and she is going to use her Artivive app to kind of bring it to life digitally. So it will animate with the app. It's augmented reality. It's really cool. And it's not available yet to use, but within a week or so, it should be public and people can go and use that app and check out what she did. That will also highlight our artists that are working currently on their pieces. And a little bit about that process before Mo starts talking about the artists specifically is we put out a call for artists. It was a public call. Anybody could apply. We wanted as many applications as we could possibly accept. We got just shy of 40 applications from all over the country. There were local people from Canton. There were people from Northeast Ohio. We had people apply from Chicago, California, Arkansas. And we had some people who are from other countries who have since relocated to the United States. So we have that kind of different perspective there as well. We have people who are from Brazil and from Ecuador and from Ghana. So they live in Ohio now, and they saw it and they're like, we got to do this. Like, this is our community. Like, we want to be a part of this. And so we received all the applications. We had a committee sit down and review all of them. We selected 13 artists or artist teams. And from there, we worked with them. We, assigned them to their wall, and we went through their concepts. And now they're moving along, and they started working, most of them. If not, they'll start within this next week.
That's amazing. I love that. I did not know that they were from such vast varieties, but that's perfect. I think it's perfect for downtown Canton, and I love even knowing that. See, guys, that's why we do this podcast, because who would have known that? How are you guys going to know that if we didn't tell you that there's so much different representations from all over? And although they live in Ohio, they have different backgrounds, and they want to express that and show that off. I'm here for all of you guys. I love this.
We had a really great group of very different people and styles. And it worked really well for us, I think, this year. We're very excited about it.
That's incredible. I'm so excited.
When we interviewed each of the artists, we went on a Zoom with them and kind of introduced to them, like, this is the wall that we're thinking of matching with you as an artist. And the artists were so genuinely excited. And they immediately, you could just tell, we're starting to think, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And we've, as Cassie said, we have some that, although they're located here in Northeast Ohio, are not from here originally. Kwasi is from Ghana. He's doing an amazing, bright, colorful piece. And I got to tell you, if you walk up to him and start talking to him, he could tell you his whole story. He's just so grateful and just pure joy. Aww. So excited and honored to be doing this. We have Raphael, who is also from Cleveland, but originally from Ecuador. Arlen Graff, who is an internationally known muralist. He's originally from Brazil, but he happens to live in Cleveland. He is doing our largest canvas. It is on the side of Strauss Studio, so just off Walnut. It is massive. It's a falcon that looks like it's in flight. And Arlen is just such a fascinating person because he does this everywhere. He goes all over the world to do this. And to have an Arlen Graff piece in Canton, Ohio, and just to meet someone like Arlen who has dedicated his career to doing murals like this is really spectacular. Wow. But then on the other side, we were pleasantly surprised to have a few applications from teachers who wanted to do a mural with their students. And so we selected one group, and we said early on in our planning, like, oh, someday we would love to have a student mural. But we thought, oh, that'll be year 2 or 3. So it was so great to see these applications. Libby Doss, who's a name that a lot of people know in the Stark County arts community. She worked for years at the Massillon Museum, at the Canton Museum. She now heads up the art department at Canton Country Day School, and she is doing a mural with the kids from preschool to 8th grade. Wow. And so the entire school is taking part in it. Her mural is a little unique. It's actually not on a wall. It's actually large panels that we will attach to a fencing system and will become a mural. So they've been working at it furiously over at the school. We just haven't been able to see it. So this Friday, we're going to anchor those panels to the fence, and they're bussing out all the kids to then paint the rest of the mural on site starting next week, alongside all of these professional artists. So it's just such an amazing synergy that we have going on down there. People walking by, like Cassie said, the artists chatting with each other, hanging out with each other. We have one artist, Bethany, who ran over to Arlen's hotel and took a shower because she's living out of her van while she does hers. She's from Arkansas. Arlen is from Cleveland, but he happens to be staying in a hotel. Oh my God. They're all friends and friendly. And every day we're just seeing something being created that is really unique and special.
That's amazing. I love the ideas of having like any student be involved in something like this, because this is literally something that they get to look back on forever. I still walk in my kids' school where they like left whatever art piece they did and they're like, oh, it's still there. Like they love that. So to know that like the world essentially could be looking at their art pieces downtown, I think that that's beautiful. That helps them have pride in their city and downtown Canton and where they're from and where they grow up. And that's what's important.
I love it. I love that aspect. And again, it all just points back to, well, that's going to be on the horizon until Maureen Ater says, no, we're just going to do it now. That seems to be the theme of Mural Fest so far, which I am here for. And I love the go-getter attitude that you always have. And which is one of the reasons I was so excited when the announcement came out that you had accepted that job a couple of months ago. But so we've talked a lot about the artist and the murals, but it's leading up to obviously an event that we're going to celebrate. Mural Fest is so much more than just the art happening. So Mo, can you dive in a little bit to when the event is and what people can expect when they come to it?
Yeah, one of the things that we learned from the Utah Mural Fest is that they build out this kind of culminating event once all the murals were done. And we really loved that idea because to have these murals kind of all created in this 3.5-week timeline already is exciting, but we wanted to have an unveiling. So Saturday, September 28th will be the official unveiling, although technically the murals will be done about 4 or 5 days before that. We're going to have some of the streets shut down. We have maps that we'll be handing out that are going to be at different businesses so people can do a walk around to see all of the pieces. A lot of the muralists are going to be at their murals. So you're going to be able to meet these folks and talk to them and hear about their process and just their background, which is so great. We'll have food trucks. We're going to have live music. We're going to have activities for the kids. So we've got activities going on throughout the day. The hours are from 12 to 6. Now, of course, the murals are going to be there 24/7. So you can see them anytime, but really this kind of culminating celebration that really shines the spotlight on these pieces and the artists in our downtown is going to happen just in a few short weeks. It's coming up pretty quickly.
They're pumping these murals out with a quickness. I've popped down every couple of days, and the progress that they're making super quick is. I don't know. You just think a giant side of the building mural would take like months, and it's not. It's coming together really quick. I mean, these are definitely the best of the best of people who are coming in and doing this.
Yeah, I think a lot of these artists actually, this is their specialty. Especially some of them like Tim Smith, who's coming from Claremont, California. Yeah. Tim does murals everywhere, and that's kind of his thing. He travels all around the U.S. doing murals. So you figure someone who does this all the time probably has a system down that makes them go a lot quicker.
True. Yeah. So I love the idea of the artists who do murals everywhere. You think about it, when we travel places, we try to bring a piece of the place with us. They leave a piece of themselves wherever they go. And I think that's literally what she was saying. I'm like, that's really cool. Like that, it kind of shifts your perspective a little bit. Because even though you're not painting murals, what are you leaving behind? Like, what are you leaving people whenever you go somewhere, whether it be a grocery store, whether it be on vacation or what have you. So you see how art just gets you thinking. You see how the inspiration, we haven't even done anything. We haven't seen it or anything. Just the concept of this entire thing is beautiful. And that's what I want people to understand and to see with this incredible event that you guys are bringing to Canton. And I love it. I love the thought behind it. I love the work behind it. Your team seems to be incredible. You guys are talking about how amazing it is and how easy it was to work together. So it really seemed like that this was supposed to happen here in Canton. And thank you so much for all your hard work in that.
Oh, of course. So excited to do it.
So
it's exciting. I think Cassie should get the most credit. She's been out there measuring walls for the past 6 months.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
I also want to say that I'm very grateful for our building owners to even let us paint on their walls. That's so generous of them. We have 4 really amazing people who are local to Canton who, when we approached them with this idea, they were like, we're in. Like, with very little, like, concern, or they're like, we want to know more about this. Like, what do you have? And so they've been a dream to work with through this whole process as well.
Just a bunch of pieces of Canton coming together.
The love of Canton really is going to come out through this, because you're right. The business owners who so willingly said yes.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't know that I as a business owner would say yes to so quickly, right? But they were all in. And then also some of our artists who you'll see, like Ron Copeland, who is from Newton Falls, actually grew up in Canton. So this is a bit of a love letter to Canton for Ron. Same thing with Heidi Clifford and Ashley Palmer, who are a duo of artists. Now, Ashley is a pretty well-known artist here in town. She's a teaching artist for ArtsinStark. She helps run the African American Arts Festival, but Heidi lives in Columbus. And again, they both grew up here, so it's a bit of this homage to their hometown. And they're so excited to give back to their hometown. Like you said, Amanda, like a little piece of them left in Canton.
Yeah.
I love that. That just, again, I love the thought of it being a love letter to Canton. How did we decide on what the artists were going to put on the building? Did they get input? Did you guys have ideas? Did the business owners get an input?
So once, if you don't mind me taking this one, Mo.
You should take this one for sure, Cassie.
Okay.
I'm so excited to answer it. They're like, oh, wait, well, can I do it?
No. So once they were on board and they were under contract, I asked that they share a concept with me. There was very little requirement of them. It could be almost anything. There's, some stuff that maybe not, but for the most part, we gave them free reign. The building owners knew this. We asked them to send us some version of a concept back so that I could go and meet with the building owners and make sure they gave their final approval. At that point, if they had any questions, comments, concerns, they could voice that to me and I would relay it back to them. But for the most part, we did not have to ask anybody to really make any changes. Like, they all loved what was presented to them, and I could excitedly be like, yay, you've been approved, like, get going. They loved it. And so it really was very seamless. There weren't any bumps or hiccups in that process at all. The building owners were very open to ideas, and we tried to pair the artists up where we felt like they might fit with some of the styles we knew that the building owners might prefer in a way. So we had our list of 13. We knew that Beth, for example, might fit really well with her building owner's preferences. He really likes a more bold, kind of colorful style, and that is her all the way. So we tried to be a little bit thoughtful with those pairings as well to make sure that there were no bumps or hiccups, and that, they would be happy with the piece that's on their building, because that's important to us too. And, they have to live with that for however many years. And we want them to be excited and like feel connected to that artwork.
I think that's incredible. Go ahead, Mo.
It's important to point out too, because I've heard some grumblings of people saying, oh, it's probably a bunch of football murals. And look, we have a lot of art in Canton, and some of the most well-known pieces are an homage to our football history, which we are very proud of. But I gotta tell you, there's no football themes in these murals. So as much as that is a point of pride here for a Cantonian, I can tell you that these themes go in a very different direction. Raphael is one of our artists. He himself comes from a Latino background. He happens to be painting on a building that is being slated to become a Latino grocery store. So he really leaned into that theme, and it's really bold graphics and bold colors and things that really remind you, like, wow, this is a Latino theme. So I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised. And I think it's important too that there were some murals, older, smaller, in this area of town. And we have left those murals. Most of those were done by Steve Arrett, who is a Canton artist and now is really known internationally for his work. So we have preserved the Rust Belt mural, which is near Delhi, Ohio, and some of the monster doors that a lot of people might recognize from being throughout downtown.
Yeah.
Our artists were so kind enough to work around those. They said, we don't want to impede on that. We're going to work on it. We're going to complement that. I thought that was really great that they understood that history and wanted to preserve it.
The alignment of all of this is it leaves me speechless. And I know you ladies don't know me that well, but that's kind of an incredible thing. You see Mike's face. So
we do a podcast. We're supposed to talk about it.
No, it's incredible. It really is. I'm in awe of it because, like you said, like so many pieces had to be okayed and respected, and people really had to come in alignment mentally and artistically, which is incredible that happened. The business owners, like having your brand, that's the outside their building. That's their outside brand. It's essentially, you know, their billboard for themselves if they want to set the tone. So to allow somebody into that space and then it really just makes sense for them and they're okay with it. And they're like, yes, that suits my feel, my brand. I love it. Go ahead. I'm not sure if people understand like how incredible that really is. I'm literally just in awe of it just because like that's amazing. Like none of these things are accidents. And I just loved how this all came together. I love that the artists get to showcase this. I love this for the business owners. And of course, I love this for my city. So I'm just thank you, ladies, again, and to the artists and to anybody who helped with this. And I really hope that you guys come down and check it out. Again, it is September 28th from noon until 6. Come meet the artists, ask your questions, come see something new. Yes, we are proud of our football background. That is a part of Canton, but it's not all of who Canton is. So I love that we get to showcase a little bit of extra of what we have and what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Mo, when you were talking about the school, you made the comment maybe year 2 or 3, which leads us to believe that this may not be a one year thing. So can we talk about future plans, or is that still not solidified, or can we dive into what this?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we've got to figure out some details. When I say details, I mostly mean funding. But our goal is that Mural Fest is a sustainable and annual event. And every year we add on a few murals. Now, I don't see us adding on 14 murals again. That's a pretty
around a building
load. But there's enough canvases in that area that we can continue to expand for quite a while. And, you know, talking to some of these artists, they even say, you know, these aren't meant to be permanent murals. So some of these murals might be up for, let's say, 4 or 5 years. We all know what happens when things sit outside in Northeast Ohio weather. So in a few years, maybe we've expanded a few other blocks, and then we come back to some of these original walls, these original canvases, and start over. I also think that this is a really, really great example of what other communities can do. And I know that we've had some people from Massillon and Alliance say, well, we want a Mural Fest. I say yes. And ArtsinStark is happy to be a part of it. But I've told them all the key to success, and the only way this happened is because the City of Canton was at the table, the Downtown Canton Partnership was at the table, and Visit Canton was. So that we aren't in an environment now where you can just have a great idea and set out and do it yourself and always be successful. Partnership and collaboration is key. And this partnership has been seamless, as Cassie said. And if we can replicate that in other communities, we absolutely could see other mural districts pop up in other parts of our county.
I love that. Well, ladies, tell us what you're looking forward to the most for this event. Something to leave our audience with. So we can get excited with you. I love to hear you both talk about it because, again, the passion and joy behind it. Like, look at your smiles. You're just like, yes, we love this. It's been great.
Like, Cassie, what are you looking for?
I am so excited to see the final murals be done because I've seen the progress. I'm so excited to see them be complete. I'm excited to meet the artist. Well, I've started meeting the artists, but just interact with them in that moment and celebrate with them all that they've accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I'm specifically really excited. I mentioned Arlen Graff, which is our largest mural, and he's just such a fascinating artist. But I also am excited about Lisa Quine. She is a muralist that's really, really well known in Cleveland. She does the Guardians, she does the Cavs, she does all different types of restaurants and well-known spots throughout Cleveland. So I've been so familiar with her work for so long that I'm a bit of a stalker. So I'm really anxious to see what she's going to do.
We use the phrase super fan.
I was gonna say researcher.
You're gonna hit the algorithm.
Her piece is going to be very graphically driven, lots of bold text and fonts, and she's going to do the backside of Delhi, Ohio. So really pumped to see that. Another excuse just to go to Mike's Pizza for dinner most nights, you know?
Is really beautiful, and it's so different than anything else that's going to be out there. I was floored when I saw it. I'm so excited.
That's incredible. Mike, go ahead. You look like you have something to say.
No, I just am.
No.
I can't wait for this event. And one of my dear friends, Kat Francis, one of the artists, I'm really excited to see her piece. But I saw a sneak peek of, you guys mentioned the giant falcon going on the side of Strauss. I just saw the mock-up and was like, oh, this is what we're doing. Like it's gonna be, when I say incredible, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like I got so excited when I saw just that mock-up that
It is massive.
Like we're hyping this up, but we're hyping it up for a reason. Like these murals are going to be amazing. And I'm just excited about it. Like Amanda, I'm not one that you'd be hiring to paint a mural, but I'm excited to come and see it come to fruition. I keep popping over and looking at some of the different murals and seeing how it comes along, and it's just exciting. And I'm just so excited that it's happening in our community and in our downtown, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for helping bring some vibrancy into downtown Canton. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing the finishing pieces and to meeting the artist and for more Mural Fest to come.
Yes.
If somebody wants to find more info, where can they get that? Like if they want to keep up on, some coming or get a refresher of when it is, where can they get that info?
Muralfestcanton.com is our website, but also I would really encourage you to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We're doing blogs on each of the muralists, and so it's this really great, insightful conversations with them, and it gives you links how to follow them on their social media, which I think is important. We want to give all the love to these muralists that we can, so read up on them. We're posting a new blog every day leading up to Mural Fest. So we'll have the map posted next week and event details also as we just inch a little closer to it.
It's an exciting time.
Love that. Thank you, ladies, so much. We look forward to it and have a wonderful day.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you. I took Mike off. That's funny. I don't want to talk to you.
How quickly I get replaced on my own. Bye, goodness.
That's how much I enjoyed it.
Man, I just saw myself disappear and I was like, I'm just eliminated. Man.
It was so natural. I'm sorry. She was great. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, I'll help you out. I got a little thing here. Where I can just close my
We'll catch up later.
You're taking over everything. Look at her.
Oh my gosh, I'm fired, guys. Just so you guys
my little
know.
screen turned gray. I was like, what happened? Where did I go?
That was great. It was the colorful background. It just drew me right to her. Like everybody else could go. I wanted that.
I felt like I got voted off a Survivor, and like I just turned gray, and they were like, I was the weakest link. I just got voted off my own show.
I totally had like a closing. It's gone. That was just great. That was great. I've got nothing. You guys, please come out and support these artists, these muralists, and downtown and see the things that we're doing. I love all the work that's being put into this. And like I said, it's really simply inspiring. And as always, you know what else I thought about, Mike? Actually, while they were talking, Chip is going to love this.
Oh.
If you guys don't follow the Doubletree by Hilton Canton Downtown Facebook page, our mascot, Chip the Doubletree cookie, he goes all around Canton and he visits places and we play a game to see if you can guess where Chip is at. We take a picture, and if you're the first person to guess the correct answer, put in the comments, you win a tin of warm, delicious, ooey gooey Doubletree cookies.
That's let me tell you.
Hey, listen, and the holidays are coming up too, so we have cute little holiday tins. Sneak, so we'll switch it up on the tins, and they make wonderful gifts, and they're delicious. Nobody would ever get them messing with me because I would eat them. They can have the tin, but
they can have the tin when it's over.
But the only way that you would be able to identify where Chip is at if you come downtown,
you gotta know.
See the murals, meet the artist, and get to know it so you can identify it, because they're small clues. They're like cryptic, somewhat pictures. Some are easier than others, but you never know.
Exactly.
I love it.
I'm so excited for this, and I can't wait to attend and see the final pieces. Is going to be awesome. It's a really great addition to our downtown. You
I
know,
think it's, yeah.
exciting things are happening all across the board, but this is a majorly impactful one that I'm just super excited about.
It is, and it's something different. I think is outside the box. It's not outside the box in general. It's outside the box for Canton, and I love it that it's a newer concept, but something that we can keep alive. To keep up to date on all that's happening in downtown Canton, follow our Facebook page at Downtown Canton Partnership on Facebook, and you'll see new episodes posted there. Just in case you're not waiting and watching for it. For whatever
you are.
reason.
No, you guys are.
And again, guys, as always, if you have any ideas, if you have an event coming up or you have a business downtown Canton and you want us to feature it on our podcast, reach out to the Downtown Canton Partnership Facebook page, or if you follow me and Mike, because we're community people, you might know us. You can follow us on Facebook. We're cool. You can message us and let us know.
Until I make it.
You said it wasn't cool. I wasn't cool.
I said you're cooler than me, but I try to fake it till I make it.
Oh, so. I thought you said she wasn't cool I made it.
Don't be putting me. Don't put. That's how I get eliminated off my own podcast and stuff like that.
No, well, in all fairness, we now balance each other out since I cut you off, since I traded you in. And don't forget that the Downtown Canton website is up. If you want to find our podcast, all information on Downtown Canton, things come. There's incredible events coming, you guys, that they're already planning for. We have plenty of more guests that come up, not only events, showcases, businesses, all the fun stuff that's happening, and it's only happening more and more. Do not tell me there's nothing to do in Canton, because I will tell you how wrong you are. And I'm going to send you to this website to prove you how wrong you are. And then we're going to have a big, long list of things that's going on. That's usually family friendly. There's some wonderful events for adults only. There's plenty of events for family. And I just went to the Latino Fest. We had Joanna on the last time, and it was incredible. And everything that is promised to be, even through the cold, it was very chilly. Very chilly. Yes. But it was incredible. The vibe was amazing, and people were so nice, dancing the entire time. There was never not anybody dancing. I loved it.
Well, we're back. Another one in the books.
And another one.
Another one. And another one coming in a few weeks.
Absolutely.
So thank you, my friend. Appreciate you as always.
Absolutely. Thank you. As always, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.